Is the number listed on here the exhibit number? I don't think it is. What exhibit number is it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
It's all right.
Christopher Hess is going to be 2, and Jason Kemp is going to be 3.
Ms. Wood,
Yes, sir.
do you want this stipulation to be an exhibit as well?
Yes, please.
I just offered for him, Judge. And I don't think I have any exhibit sticking on
You
there.
know.
I'll do that as 136.
Do you need a sticker?
All right, state's exhibit number 136 is the stipulation of evidence that I'll receive into evidence for record purposes only. It's my understanding, Mr. Lewis, that the way this is going to go is you're going to offer these in front of the jurors, and there'll be no objection from Ms. Madsen, I believe, as to their authenticity, and you intend on playing them, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Both?
Correct.
And then you're going to call your next witness.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that brings us to a series of objections Ms. Madsen had. The witness you're referring to, or we're referring to, is the medical examiner. Who's the doctor, by the way?
Chester Gwynn.
Dr. Gwynn. And in addition, perhaps to the report, are you putting in a report?
Yes, sir. I'm going to offer a report, Your Honor.
Okay. There are autopsy photographs that are 122 through 134 inclusive. Ms. Madsen has informed the court, I believe, that she is going to object to all of them.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead, state your objection.
Your Honor, at this time, we would object to the autopsy photos. The state has alleged death or that they have not alleged that the complainant is dead, and we would ask that they are going to get into the autopsy photos. There's already admitted body camera that showed the person injured. There's been numerous conversations. It is not disputed as to whether or not there were injuries in this case. Therefore, when you do your evaluation of relevant, it's overly prejudicial in light of the fact that this isn't one of the parts that's being contested. So we would object to them putting in any autopsy photos at this time.
Mr. Lewis, any response?
Yes, the definition of serious bodily injury includes actual death, Your Honor, and we would submit to the court that each of those photographs shows the particular injuries that the victim sustained as a result of the defendant's actions by shooting her with the firearm. And so we would submit to the court that they are not only relevant, but they're important for the jury to see so they can understand his testimony.
Ms. Madsen, I'm going to overrule your objections to all of them except for 126. I'm going to sustain the defense's objection to 126. It's a picture of her vertebrae, I believe. I'll give you a running objection to any of these exhibits that will be admitted before the jury. But otherwise, they are admitted as soon as you can prove up their authenticity through Dr. Gwynn. Is there anything else we need to take up before we bring the jurors back in?
Not from the defense.
Mr. Mitchell?
No, Your Honor. Absent. Nothing.
You had that inquisitive look behind those glasses. All right, let's call the jurors then. And while he's doing that, if y'all wouldn't mind, please be seated. To those in the gallery, I'm not sure exactly, who's on which side. It doesn't necessarily matter to me at this point. But any time a medical examiner testifies, there's obviously very graphic photographs that are admissible for a lawful purpose, in my opinion. But perhaps they're photographs that you all may not want to see. Mr. Lewis is going to walk those up and down the jury rail. It is his intention and mine that you all not see those. However, given where you are in the courtroom, you may want to move, okay? Those are not pictures that you want to see. So keep that in mind. If you feel like this is something that you can't handle and that you need to be excused in the courtroom, you certainly can. just go ahead and exit now. That'd be the best time to do it, and we'll be sure to let you in whenever we'll resume testimony. All right? Do y'all have any questions about anything? I want to tell you all, members of the gallery, I'm very grateful so far for how y'all been. Keep up the good work, okay? If you have any questions, direct them to the debate. We'll get through this, all right? Mr. Fishburne, I noticed you've taken the counsel table.
Yes, sir. For this week.
Very good. Medical exam? Welcome to the record, Mr. Fishburne.
Thank you, Chair. Looks nice.
Still waiting on Mr. Mitchell. Ms. Nicholson,
Yes,
when are you coming?
expert.
Do you have any fake licenses?
I have real ones, not fake ones.
Ms. Wood,
Yes.
I would like to give you this so that I don't lose it. And Mr. Lewis, do you want me, back on the record very quickly, do you want me to admit 126 for record purposes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 126 is admitted for record purposes. Mr. Lewis, here are your exhibits.
Okay. Thank you. You already took that one out.
I did, yes, sir. You can certainly discuss that injury.
Yes, sir.
If you wish. Go ahead, Sheriff.
All rise.
Thank you, Sheriff. You all may be seated. Good afternoon, members of the jury. You'll recall that we're still in the state's case in chief. Mr. Lewis, please call your next witness or introduce your next exhibit.
Yes, sir, thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would offer state's exhibits number 2, which is body cam video from the defendant, as well as state exhibit number 3, which is body cam video from Officer Jason Kemper.
We have no objection to
All
that.
right. Members of the jury, these two exhibits were agreed to and stipulated to as to their authenticity. Mr. Lewis, you may publish at your pleasure.
Yes, Your Honor, and at this time, I would also offer state exhibit number 120, which is some general orders from the Dallas Police Department as it pertains to the response continuum, including the use of force. This is accompanied by an affidavit signed by the custodian of records from the Dallas Police Department Planning Unit. These records have been on file for at least 14 days prior to trial, and continue to defense counsel of discovery.
No objection.
All right. What's that number again, ma'am?
120?
120 is admitted for all purposes. You may publish.
Thank you. This is going to be state's exhibit number 2, Christopher Hess is body cam video. delay of 30 seconds prior to the audio plan. Hands up! Shit. Watch out. Back up, back up. I need a random black security for a uniform and arm. Don't move! Hands up! Shots fired! Shots fired! 47 east side, back parking lot! Cover 3 up 140 Union Way, 4700 east side, shots fired. Stop me an ambulance! Stop your hand! Let me see your hands! Hands up! Open the door from the outside! Let me see you open the door! Copper 114, they ran the squad car twice. Open the door from the outside! Open the door from the outside! Open the door from the outside! You guys okay? Everybody all right? Open the door! Step back, get on your knees! Step back, get on your knees! Now! Down, police! What? On your knees, towards me! Go ahead, we're getting one out of the car. Give me a second. Walk on your knees, towards me! Keep moving! Keep moving! Who else in the car? Who else? Keep moving! Move towards me! Move towards me! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Hands on your head, do not fucking move, you understand me? Do not move! Car's clear. Just keep it going on her till the ambulance gets here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you see any weapon? There's an ambulance coming. Hey, somebody go out there and guide the ambulance in. Move that squad car so they can get up here. Yeah, go. Do you see any weapons? There's a holster. Heads up, there's a holster, Aaron, be careful. I'm gonna ask you one time, are there any weapons in this car? Huh? Yes? Okay. Alice should be guiding them in. Yeah, that's where you guys at. We're in the back parking lot, Gary, 4700 east side. Who's back here? Yeah, bro, go. Small. We're good on
on cover, we can slow everybody down, just need the ambulance. Love me my ambulance, I got one little sick. Huh? I got 2 suspects, 1 little sick. I'm gonna need a second ambulance also, I got 2 injured. The ambulance is on its way. There's a holster in here. Hey, y'all pat him down, make sure, because step to the side, Zach. All right. It's actually out in the front where I can see. There you go. Right there's good. Right there's good. 129, will you add for that? We're almost going to take. Just not put this away, so I'll make sure that the holster was right there. No, I don't. Good supervisor? Good supervisor in the room. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Well, what's your, because there was a holster in the car. Keep it going. Keep it going until the supervisor tells you to turn it off. Hey, make your calls. Anybody you need to talk to. Turn it off. Tell them what you're doing. Turn it off. Make your phone call, and then turn it back on.
Where's your car?
For whoever else.
This one. Yours? Okay. Yeah, let's go to my car.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Careful. Yeah. Ran the squad car, almost hit it. Okay. We got one low sick in the driver's seat, and the other male is injured on the pavement outside. Any contact?
And this will be state exhibit number 3. Officer Jason Kimball's by Kenneth.
don't talk about you. Instead of move on.
Hey. I guess it's not, but.
Well, the last comment was a male and female, right?
Hold on.
Introduce me, please. Let me see your hands. Hands up. Let me see your hands.
There's a bunch of shit back there.
Put your hands up! Open the door!
Now, police.
What do you think?
Out, police. Show me your hands.
He's moving in there now.
Show me your hands. Put your hands outside the vehicle right now.
Somebody's moving around the back.
Hands up!
Let me see your hands.
That's all place mentioned, I'm making disturbance to equal 3 on Washington, black male, 6 stairway, property, right on, okay.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
And the rental by security, their uniform and orange.
Don't move!
Hands up.
Shot fire! Shot fire! 47 Highway East Side, back parking lot!
Code 3 and 140, Union Way, 4700 East Side, shot fire.
Slow down.
Drop your hands.
10-4.
Let me see your hands! Hands up!
Hands
Open
up.
the door from the outside!
45.
Reach out, open the door!
Code 114, they're in the place.
Hey, Zach, watch yourself, man. Better take fall back. Fall back, fall back, fall back.
Open the door from the outside! Open the door from the outside! Open the door from the outside! That's okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Open the door! Step out, get on your knees! Step out, get on your knees!
Now.
Now, police! What? On your knees, towards me!
114. We're just going out of the car. Give me a second.
Walk on your knees, towards me! Keep moving! Keep moving! Who else in the car? Who else? Keep moving! Move towards me! Move towards me! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Hands on your head, do not fucking move, you understand me? Do not move!
L143, we're just off code 6.
Can you hear me? Contact the side. Any weapons or anyone? Is there anything else coming? Wait, somebody go up there, John, ambulance.
I got it. How can we move? We have 2 suspects, 1 on set.
Let me just say, April, also got 2 injured.
Officers okay out there? Yes, all officers are okay.
Y'all put it down, Lisa.
Alpha 135 left.
Okay.
Alpha 124, will you ask for that? We're almost code 6.
All right, 10-4. I think I heard Dennis come here.
Morning, I'm out. We're going to crash it.
There was a ball. I fired 1 round.
We're going to have to separate
I
again.
don't know how many rounds I fired. I did.
We'll have to separate.
What do you do about this? Maybe I don't know.
Morning, I think my number.
What you doing? Turn it off, take your phone call, and then turn it back on.
140 is for SID.
Hey, who are you? You get GPA?
All right, I got
Keep
it.
that.
Is this number for SID, sir?
Where's your car?
Or whoever else.
Mine?
Leo 112, put me out there, Alpha 140.
10-4, Apple 140.
Need to call it to communications, 469, Florida, need to talk to you.
Yeah, let me figure out. I'll have to walk back here.
Still in the car, right there in the corner.
I'm 148, she'll have to, take off the entrance to this apartment complex.
Here, house. Fuck. Can't get the fucking key off there. What? What'd you say? Can I get my... Yeah. Car right there. They ran the car, then they tried to run through the fence, then they backed up, Zach and I moved over, and then they tried to back it up towards us again.
Okay.
Shot. I fired one round, and then a couple. Yeah, one down in the car, now the other one's in the car.
And I need somebody to, at 148,
Hey, so, what do I need to do? Yeah, can I get mine? Alright.
I'm going to start the video at 12 minutes and 25 seconds. Before I call my next witness, I'd like to publish a small excerpt from State Exhibit number 120. These again are the Dallas Police Department's general orders. Main title is Response Continual Table of Contents, specifically focusing on 906.00, use of deadly force, Section 906.02, use of deadly force policy, and looking at Section F. Discharging firearms in moving vehicles. Discharging firearms at a moving or fleeing vehicle is prohibited unless it is necessary to prevent imminent death or serious bodily injury to the officer or another person. Section 2. Officers will not voluntarily place themselves in a position in front of an oncoming vehicle where deadly force is a probable outcome. Section 3. When confronting an oncoming vehicle, officers will move out of its path, if possible, rather than fire at the vehicle.